With the prime receiver being on an Axi L3 relic, the barrel on a Meso A1 relic, the link on the Meso M2 relic, and the actual blueprint on the Neo S9 relic, these things were quite painful to actually get, because to build them, as you can expect, you need 2 barrels, 2 receivers, and 1 link, as well as the blueprint. So there's 6 parts for this in total. But it's worth it if you look at the advantage over the normal one. It has a slower fire rate, yes, but everything else seems to be better. Yes, they took some of the damage away from impact and puncture, like 0.9, and made the slash more, but the fact that it has 18% crit, 32% status, are kind of the saving feature of these things. Being Mastery Rank 12, yeah, these are nowhere near that. And I mean nowhere near it. These are a rank 8 versus the Prime, which is a rank 12. But visually, yeah, these things do look so much better in every single way. And no surprise, it has 2 V polarities. Please tell me the one that I have is at least a V. Oh, it actually is a V. Multi-shot, maximum ammo, and damage, which means that I should be able to just simply do silly things like, and I can't find it anywhere on its strike. In it goes, and yeah, that's an insane boost to any weapon, because I just happen to have a Riven for this. Luckily, if you don't have that, yeah, you can see the vast difference. This comes down to multi-shot. Like a lot of guns, if you add multi-shot, we'll throw lethal torrent in, you can see it goes up. If we put barrel diffusion on top of that, it goes up again. So if we then throw this in again, it's through the roof. And the thing that gets me right here with weapons like this that have insane multi-shot capabilities, because there's 141, that's what, 200? Wait, that is the right one, isn't it? Yeah. That's 201. That's 321.1 multi-shot on this. There's a reason that Rivens are insanely useful, and also insanely expensive. I should probably sell that right now, but yeah, I'll figure the platinum thing out later. It's the fact that it goes to 80.3%, 66% on the status before even putting the Riven in. It's at 66. So this thing will very easily go 100% status using only, let's say, 2 of these. Oh, so close. Either way, 96.7% status is really nice for these. Which, when it comes to building these, another V on here for lethal torrent or barrel diffusion, or 2 more Vs for those, should buy you just enough points to be able to make this thing quite vicious. You could see I had 2 empty mod slots from when I first started using this, and it kind of goes without saying that adding full-on elemental mods there is what I ended up doing, because I have that Riven, and I'm not trying to show off with the Riven or anything else, I just happen to have it. The weird thing was, though, with that Riven installed, these things only went to a 99.4% status with those 2 elemental mods, but the fact that there was 2 empty slots, it just... Okay, and again, have to cover this one. The 2 mods I put in this to begin with were an example. I'm not running this thing with gas on it all the time. I usually run, what would it be, Jolt and Pistol Pestilence, because that will give you corrosive. You can also run Scorch, and Ice Storm would go pretty well because it would increase the magazine. I think it's Frostbite for this. Yep, Frostbite. Would then add Blast. You can run all 4 dual stat elemental mods. Running this for status built over crit built, because it starts life with a 32% status chance, was the only reason that I recommend this for that. You can go full on crit with these, but the multi-shot does not affect the crit chance, and using primed pistol gambit, which adds 187% crit chance, this will only go to a 51.7% crit chance. You can get it. Mine only went to 4.2 on the crit multiplier because my prime target cracker is not maxed, but you would have to utilise hydraulic crosshairs, which on headshot increases crit chance by 135%, and it's still not going to be getting amazing crits. You can, of course, instead of running the dual stat elemental mods in those 2 empty slots I had earlier, you can always form 2 more Vs in and run this as a crit status combo. 51.7% crit chance with a 4.2 times crit multiplier and 99.4% status. Ooh, these things would actually be quite vicious in that combination, but it's still only a 50% crit chance, which is the main reason that I instantly, as soon as I equipped these, went the status route, because 32% status, really these things should very easily, and they can if you use all 4 of the dual elemental mods, can go 100% status. Very easily, actually, because of that multi-shot. Just even without the silly ribbon that's in there, you can still get this thing to 100% crit, status chance fairly easily. And honestly, yes, these things are nicely rounded with the 18% crit chance and the 32% status. You can get a nice build on there with 2 or 3 former fairly easily. But considering we have the Akjagara Prime that has more crit but less damage, the Ak Bronco that has way more damage but a lot less crit and a little bit less status, the Ak Lex which has more crit, less status but a way more damage, even the Ak Vasto that has more crit, way more damage, and the Ak Stiletto Primes that, well, are just worse stat-wise in every single way. It does about the same amount of damage though, but has less status and less crit to them, and I honestly want to say I prefer the Ak Stilettos for day-to-day use because of the automatic fire, and they were just easier to use. But if we are brutally honest here, that with that punch through, it did make the hype that up until I'd used these a bit, really the hype, I just kept thinking, well, the hype was a waste of time, these aren't actually that good, and then started using it for crowd control and realised with the punch through, these things, they're not really savage, they're not high level anything really, but for just day-to-day use, these things actually turned out to be pretty okay. Not going to take the place of the Ak Lex or even the Ak Vastos, because they just do more damage, and if you have a ribbon for those, obviously that's going to be better because that has 22% status, 22% crit, can be built for both as well. These, less crit, more status, it just depends on how you set yours up, but the punch through really did save these. Without it, they would have been kind of not bad, but not as good as other Ak Prime weapons we have had, Ak secondaries. But anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous next time.